you for being here in the Oval Office as we make a historic announcement about the Golden Dome Missile Defense Shield. We will truly be completing the job that President Reagan started 40 years ago, forever ending the missile threat to the American homeland. The one big, beautiful bill will include $25 billion for the Golden Dome.
It's a generational investment in the security of America and Americans.
Golden Dome is a bold and aggressive approach to hurry up and protect the homeland from our adversaries.
The Golden Dome is going to be an even bigger legacy for our country.
The Congress is stepping up, as you mentioned, right now in the budget reconciliation bill.
You know, some funding is tough and some is easy. When we say we're going to save everyone's lives in a crazy world, it seems to be very easy to get.
Our enemies, our adversaries, are going to pay a lot of attention to this, just like they have to President Trump from day one. So you're defending the homeland, defending the American people. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you for being here in the Oval Office.
Hey, Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekach Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is the Mayim in Atlanta, and you just saw a little snippet from the White House's page on the Golden Dome and Trump's plan to protect America. And so they're trying to go off of Ronald Reagan's idea of Star Wars, in which they wanted to put satellites up into the atmosphere to zap down whichever missiles were heading towards the U.S. or Babylon the Great. And Trump's trying to actually finish this out. It's going to be pretty similar to the Iron Dome over in the state of Israel, in which it's basically just a missile deterrent. And we saw about a year ago, maybe 2 years at this point, when Iran actually penetrated it by overwhelming their missile defense with drones. And something similar to that could happen with this, or who knows, the Lord might never allow it to actually go up. But there's no way that these Edomites can save America. They're going to try and try and try, but it's their destiny to be destroyed and to go down, or their manifest destiny to be destroyed, because they've brought nothing but evil, and this time for them is going to be evil. But we see with this missile defense shield, the Golden Dome, Trump has also basically put a signature on it with that golden, calling it a Golden Dome. And we should go and take a look at what the word dome means.
Oh my god, it's a logo, I think it is a logo. Oh my god. Pretty sure it's a logo. It's gotta be a logo. Oh my god.
What do we do? Do we scream? Do we jump in a trash can? What do we do?
I don't know what to do. Run in place, Justin, run in place. Do we call somebody?
Oh my god.
Called Doma, from Greek Doma, a house, a housetop. So this comes from house. It says related to domos, or house, household. Moving down, it says the word was used in the U.S. also with reference to round summits of mountains, roofs, or railroad cars, etc. The etymological sense, a building, a house, especially a stately one, was borrowed earlier in English. And what better term for the missile defense of the Golden City than the Golden Dome? So they're trying to protect their house, but there's nothing they can do to protect their house. The Lord is against them. These are the Edomites being the so-called white man, including the small hatters. Those are just Edomites masquerading as the true Christians and the true people of the Lord. They're actually the people that the Lord hates. And it's because of their blasphemy and their lies and their theft and their violence against the true children of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the Lord's against them. He's against their house. This is Isaiah 31 and verse 2. Yet he also is wise. And this is speaking of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. It says, and will bring evil. He also is wise. He's the wisest of them all. He's where wisdom originates. And will bring evil. He will bring bad times. He controls both the left hand and the right hand. It says, shall there be evil in the city and the Lord has not done it? He's going to bring evil onto these Edomites and onto their house. And he says, and will not call back his words, because he's the Most High. He's not a man that he should lie. He's not going to have to repent or bring anything back. This is going to happen. His prophecies are written, and so they're going to happen. It says, but will rise against the house of the evildoers. And to preface this, this is speaking of Egypt. You see it right there in verse 31. Of Isaiah 31 and 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. But in the Spirit, it's speaking of America. In Revelation 11, it speaks of that great city, which was called Sodom and Egypt. Egypt goes hand in hand with America, considering the captivity that the Israelites were in, both in Egypt and in America. It says, but will arise against the house of the evildoers. The evildoers being the Edomites, and Babylon the Great being, aka America, being their house. And they want to put a golden dome over it, a golden house over their precious Babylon. And it says, and against the help of them that work iniquity. Iniquities, sin upon sin. And everybody that's joined unto this place is going to be destroyed as well. You have to come out of her, my people, as the Lord said. Because he's going to bring evil onto this wicked place, this wicked system, and bring these Edomites out of power. This is Micah 2 and 2. And this was originally speaking to the southern kingdom. But these Edomites have stolen the Bible, put themselves into it. And so this is speaking of them now. Not to mention everything that we did, all the curses that have been on us are going to come back onto them. And so this goes to them twofold. Micah 2 and 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence. That is the Edomites' MO. They're a very covetous and greedy people. And they just steal lands and steal resources. That's their thing. It says, in houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And they've stolen so many houses or so many domiciles from people that this golden dome is not going to work. We don't know if it'll actually get going or if the Lord just sabotages it and makes it unworkable, but what he's got planned for this place is going to happen. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem El Washai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. Against these Edomites. Evil being bad times. That's what is coming for them. And they're trying to prepare for it with their Space Force and with their Golden Dome. But none of this is going to work. It says, from which ye shall not remove your necks. There's no way out of judgment, Esau. There's no possible way you get out of this. You've done far too much wickedness to just be excused, to be pardoned. It says, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. So you can't speak your proud mess. It says, in that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away he hath divided our fields. The blessing that you got from Isaac is at an end. That was a temporary blessing to have the fatness of the earth and the power of the sword, the blessing of the sword, in which they're trying to use their sword as defense with this golden dome that they're trying to make. The Lord's taken all of that away from you. You have to be judged, and you will be judged. Speaking of judgment, here is your judgment. It's nuclear missiles. They know it. That's why they're trying to build a golden dome. And all the other heathen are completely against them, with Russia leading the charge, and they're all going to shoot nukes onto America, and it's going to be struck over and over, and nobody's ever going to dwell here ever again. This is Joel 2:2, and this is speaking of the missiles. It calls them a great people, but this is speaking of missiles. It says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like. Neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Those are the missiles that it's talking about, the ICBMs. We've never had a back and forth nuclear war, but we're going to have one. There's going to be nuclear exchange, and it's the first time it's going to happen, and it's never going to happen again, because the kingdom is going to be peaceful. It says they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. There's not going to be any more war. Neither shall they make war again. There's not going to be any more war after this great war that is coming, and this one is going to turn nuclear. It says, a fire devoureth before them. Fire doesn't devour before people. These are the missiles it's talking about. And behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. And it says, and behind them a flame burneth. That's the propulsion of these ICBMs. The land of America, that they want to put this golden domicile, this golden dome over, is as the Garden of Eden, because this place is beautiful. It's paradise. You have so many different types of environments here, from beaches to deserts to mountainous regions to plains. It is beautiful here. This is a very beautiful land, but so much wickedness has been done in it that it's going to have to be cleansed by the blood of them that shed it. And it's going to be such a cleansing that nobody else will ever live here again. It's a great example of how not to be. And they're not going to be able to escape any of this. It's going to become a desert, and only unclean beasts are going to live here after. It says, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Because they're all going to be in battle array, all going together. It says, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. It's going to be noisy as well, with enough missiles to take out the entirety of America. You can imagine the noise and the chaos that it's going to bring. It says, before their face the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. People are going to see it coming, and they're going to be extremely frightened. They're going to be terrified to see and know that they're in this place that these missiles are going to land. It says, they shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways. It says, they shall climb the wall like men of war. A wall is defense. They're going to get right through all missile defenses that are set up, including the Golden Dome, if it does get set up. It says, and they shall march every one on his ways. So they're all going to go to where they were intended to go, which is onto America, onto their target. And they shall not break their ranks. They're not going to be shot down or redirected to another target. They are going to hit their mark. It says, neither shall one thrust another. They're not going to run into each other and explode. These Edomites aren't going to get that lucky. These Americans aren't going to get that lucky. They shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. So even if you try to shoot these missiles down, the Spirit's on them to keep going. There's no possible way out of this. You shall not be able to remove your necks from this evil time that's coming. You might as well give up, but you're too proud to do that. It says, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The Lord's coming like a thief in the night, but he's going to send these missiles before. And it's perfect because they're entering into the house of the thief. And you got to think a thief is trying to have all the booby traps and all the bars and everything, have his house secure because he knows what thieves do. But there's no protection against what is coming. It says the earth shall quake before them. When does the earth quake? From men. This isn't speaking of men, these are speaking of missiles. And in Isaiah it speaks about how the earth shall shake to and fro, or rock, or quake to and fro. Salakia. The heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. And who can abide it? Not a soul. The only way out of this is through the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And first off, you have to be an Israelite. And then from there, you have to be of the elect of Israel. You can only get out through the Lord. But for you Edomites, there is no escape. You're not Israelites. No matter how hard you pretend, how much iconoclasm you do, how much bending and turning of the doctrine and of the scriptures you do, you cannot become Israelites, and you cannot make it out of this situation. You are going to be destroyed. You're going to be, or for you Babylonian Edomites, you're going to be destroyed with nukes or with the plagues that come before, from all these wars that are going to happen, and from the famine and from the pestilences. You can't escape this. You're going to die, and you're going to be reincarnated into the kingdom of heaven as a baby slave. And you'll probably get beat right out of the womb. And you're going to have to suffer through this judgment that you have brought onto yourselves. There's nothing you can do to escape this. This judgment is for you. It's to end your world. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. You should not have touched the apple of the Lord's eye. And nukes are waiting for you. Chains are waiting for you. Obadiah 1 and 18 is waiting for you. And so put up your golden dome. It's not going to do anything. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rekach Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.